fight, 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 fight.
Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. With me today, as always on Fridays, my boy Camelot. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, bitches? I'm excited to see the chat. Call me a DGen immediately.
Well, yeah.
What the fuck? How
I
dare
only-
these glorious shredded chest be exposed?
Yeah, cover up. Wear your burqa, you whore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't look. This is my 2 a.m. rag.
Oh God.
You can see it's a fresh one because it's not like a dinner plate yet.
It's not standing up. Yeah.
I remember
my-
when I first started dating my husband, I went to his house. I stayed the night, and there was a towel behind the toilet. And I go in to use the shower, and he's like, "Don't touch that towel."
It just falls and hits the
Like
ground and
that.
shatters.
Why is it sculpted into the Virgin Mary? Like,
I was like, how did you get it to stay in this position? Oh,
it took work.
I don't understand why men don't just use people's faces.
I know.
I don't use
That would be
rags
much
anymore,
better.
bro. Too old for that. Just use the nearest face.
Yeah.
You
Could be a
know,
dog. I don't know.
some people don't live near the homeless, Camelot.
Dude, there's a lot. I was downtown at the DMV today, and they were everywhere. They asked me for money for panties and shit. It's weird.
Do you say for panties?
Yeah, I had this old lady come up to me, and
Oh,
she's like, "Can you give me, any change? You got any money?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "I need panties." And I'm like, "Okay." I don't know I don't know the gimmick here. I've never heard of this sales tactic.
I figured that would have been a guy.
Yeah.
It was like she looked 80, but she was probably like 29.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Math and stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
living,
right.
living hard and fast.
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of living hard and fast, welcome to the show, Xia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, let me subvert your expectations immediately. You shouldn't be excited for this. This is a disaster of a life decision.
But I mean, I've done shows with Cody before, and it's never a bad time. And you're friends with Cody, and I've seen you on Twitter. There's no way this can be a bad time.
Well, perfect.
It's gonna be a
Perfect.
good time.
Yeah, it should be good. So with that though, I have barely met you at all. Like I just, I think while you were on Cody's show, I sent a super chat, and that's like the totality of it because I was already in Vegas at the time, if I remember right.
Yes.
And so I sent a super chat and then we left. My wife and I left, and so it was like I didn't get to watch much at all. So who are you?
I'm Z. I know that's such a weird question. I have this channel point on my Twitch channel that I'm not even on Twitch anymore. I left Twitch, but that's like reveal a random fact about yourself. And anytime someone does that, I immediately forget everything about who I am and my entire life. I'm like, who am I and what do I like? I don't even know anymore. But I don't know. I guess I'm Xia. I was born and raised in Hawaii, and then I moved to LA, and now I live in New Jersey. And I started doing like nerd stuff at AfterBuzz, which was like this after show network thing in LA where I'd cover lots of Marvel content, Doctor Who, that kind of stuff. And then I got here and started doing comedy podcasts. I don't even know how that happened, to be honest with you.
You were doing like comedy, like you were doing comedy.
I wasn't doing stand-up, but I ended up on all these comedy podcasts, and it just kind of like snowballed from there. And then I met Chrissy, and then from Chrissy, I've met all these other people, and it's been like such a weird ride. And now I'm here.
Well, very cool. So wait, you covered a bunch of nerd content.
Yeah, that's
Like,
how I started.
Are you a nerd?
Yeah, I would say. I got bullied enough for it growing up. I better make some fucking money from it now, god damn it.
Dude, that's all it takes. That's all it takes, Nick.
Yeah.
If you have a girl, okay, and she's
Yeah.
luscious looking, got a nice ass cheekies, and she got a nice face and stuff, and she's what? So if she looks like that and she's a nerd, all the simps, dude, all the simps, they're like, take my money, please.
Tell me about Captain Marvel.
I fucking hated that movie.
You watched it? Why? Oh God.
I did because at the time I was covering everything. So at one point I was doing a show called Marvel Movie News, Marvel News Daily, and Marvel TV Weekly. So I had to watch everything. I watched the fucking, oh God, what was that show? It was the 2 Runaways. The comics were actually not bad, but the fucking show was horrible.
I have no idea. I would rather be interrogated by ISIS.
Star Wars Obi-Wan, they were running away.
Oh God, I couldn't even finish that. I watched up to I think, episode 5 and was like, I'm done.
They nominated it for an Emmy.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
I don't
What was
know.
the Emmy for?
Emmy.
Like the biggest drop off in viewership after 3 episodes? Or-
The most exciting chase scene of a 6-year-old where no one could catch her.
Oh my God. And
Right.
some really excellent acting. He'll find you. Literally shaking the fist at the fucking.
Oh my God. Dude, when that scene happened, her name's like Reba.
Yeah.
She's like, you want to escape Obi-Wan. And it was like
Oh.
it was like high school, like stage acting in a like rural area. I was like,
Oh, that's
who
good.
thought this was a good idea?
It's one of the
Me.
worst things I've ever seen. They saw that take and were like, yeah, that's good. And then just left it.
That sounds terrible. Okay, so so you did Marvel content. Now though, you said you were on Twitch. You're not on Twitch anymore. Where can people find you now?
Oh, now I'm just on YouTube and Kick, which has actually been much better. Although YouTube is still a little bit uptight. It's not
No.
quite as uptight as Twitch. Yes. It's bizarre, man. You can't say certain things. My husband's always yelling at me off the side. He's like, you can't say butthole. And I'm like, why? Why can't I say butthole? I want to say butthole if I want to say it. And I've just said it 4 times on your stream. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't. Let's not be under any illusions about my streams. We get into some words that are not appropriate very frequently, so don't worry about that. But yeah, no, it's really weird because as strict as YouTube is, though, like you mentioned, Twitch is in a way weirdly worse, but also it's like more forgiving. Like when you get kicked off of Twitch, you come back.
Yeah.
When you get kicked off of YouTube, you usually don't, unless you're me. But like everybody else gets gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to make so let's assume you're a small creator on YouTube. If you get kicked off, you fucked.
Yeah, you're done.
Because basically the only way to get back on is you have to be influential in some way, shape, or form. There are people that have millions of subs and they could start a live stream up right now and only have 200 people watching. So
Jesus.
Nick had I think when you got taken off, you had like 20,000 concurrent at some points. Which
Yeah.
So there's
and more because it
20,000
was it was not long after Depp. I mean, during Depp, I had one stream like 130,000 concurrent and several with 60 to 60,000 plus.
Dude. And when you have that many people retweeting and being like, "What the fuck, Team YouTube?" Like that's gonna happen. But if you're a small creator, you're fine. I would even wager if I got kicked off, I'd be fucked. So like,
Oh man.
it's scary. That's why I can't say like the F slur like I'd like to.
You gotta
yeah.
wait for Rumble for that. Okay, so but what's Kick like?
Kick so far has been good. I actually ended up on Kick because there was this guy. This was back when I was in LA. There was this really weird project that I auditioned for that it was Amazon. It was an Amazon Twitch show and it was supposed to be a reality TV show. But right when we were in the middle, the audition process was like 6 months long. It was insane. And it was right in the middle of that COVID hit. So it was supposed to end up being like an actual reality TV show about small gamers who were like building a Twitch audience, and they were going to have them do like the show, and then it was a whole thing that they were going to do, like a production, and that ended up getting canceled and turned into like an at-home thing. And I met one of the producers on that show, ended up leaving, and now he works over at Kick. And he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, if you come over, we'll put you on the front page." And like was
Cool.
super cool. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, screw it, Twitch. And then at that point, Twitch had slapped a content warning on my channel and was like, "This is adult content. We're not going to show it to anyone who's not already following or subscribed." And it's comical because compared to a lot of the girls I see on Twitch, and I'm not hating, they're doing great. They're doing great things, but they're wearing practically nothing. And like, this is about as really as slutty as I've ever gotten on any YouTube or Twitch, except for the bikini stream. That was
okay. See, I was about to say I have paid good money. I've paid good money to see the bikinis.
You inspired that, Cody. That was you. You did that.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute though, because I have a criticism of you.
Yes.
Even having never seen it, Cody told me, he's like, "Yeah, dude, she's doing bikini streams, and she set the goal at $200." And I was like, $200? What do you do?
That's
the hell
what
was
everybody said, but I'm a very small creator. I am not even at 10,000 subscribers yet. Like, it needs to be a reasonable goal. We're not hitting 500 yet. I don't know. I just wanted it to be something we could hit.
All right. Well, one more example of women not understanding internet marketing, but that's fine. No. That's good. Well, thank you again for kind of introducing yourself to the audience. People can find you on Kick and YouTube, and your channel is Xia Land. Right?
Yeah, just Xia Land anywhere, really, if you want to find me. It's XIALAND. Yeah.
And okay, so aside from wearing a bikini on occasion, what kind of content do you do now? Do you still do the nerd stuff? Or
Yeah, we still talk about that. But lately I've been, because it's been such a fucking bummer. Although I did now with X-Ray Girl, we're reviewing Doctor Who. She's never seen it before. And it's like one of my favorite shows of all time until we get to Jodie Whittaker, and then we just pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
But
maybe she should have had a bikini goal.
She should have had a bikini goal, and she should have not been such a fucking needy piece of shit doctor. The fuck did Chris Chibnall do?
And why Xia? Did like half the episodes take place like in weird, like the women's suffrage or civil rights in America? It's like, bro, there's an entire universe, and then multiple universes of aliens with 3 penises and 9 noses, and they're getting genocided. But we're not talking about them. We're only talking about the civil rights movement. Why?
Did you also notice that at one point they had a man giving birth, and that was like, yeah, you remember that episode?
Yeah. Imagine this. Imagine this. Imagine you are an omniscient being. It's almost.
I don't have to imagine hard. Okay.
With no end or beginning, that at your fingertips, you can go anywhere and change the course of time for anything. And you just choose to go to America 5 times because it's racist. There is the vastness of the endless universe and all the problems that exist throughout every space and time. And you're like, oh, well, America's racist on Earth. We got to go fix that shit.
Which everybody kept saying. I've never actually seen Quantum Leap, but everybody was like, this is just a fucking Quantum Leap episode, which made it even worse. The episode itself was terrible, but then on top of it.
Well, the thing with Quantum Leap, though, is he was confined to this universe, this timeline, and trying to preserve it. But I always love that about Star Trek, too, because they talk about like the racism or the past or whatever, especially in like Deep Space Nine because of Avery Brooks and his activism. They'd like always do a Black History Month episode and go back. And it's like every other race looks completely homogenous, like every single time. Like I haven't seen any Black Vulcans until Tuvok or whatever. And he's like the only one. And it's like, wait, what the, were they successful with their genocides? Like, did their Hitler win? Like, I'm not sure.
There's
what happened?
Only white people and other alien races.
Yeah, and they're so like, and all of the races are so viciously horrible, and they're like, well, but this is okay,
because it's their culture,
right?
It's their culture. It always comes down to that. It's like you have to. I think that's why I like the Orville so much, because they sort of talk about culture, but the line between at what point do we have to draw the line where culture, it's not okay to defend culture because it's legitimately horrific. Like they're completely getting rid of men or women, like entire genders, and they sort of touch both sides. I liked the Orville. I thought they did a pretty good job with that. Show.
I never watched it. I heard it was really good, but I haven't
really
watched
like
it yet.
That's a great thing that I was thinking about earlier today, when I was in just one of my moods where it's so strange how if you can give a horrible example of something some random culture does, like, man, this is just terrible. Like they need to do something. Like, for example, there's a lot of underage, and by underage, I mean vastly underage marriage in like Middle Eastern countries.
Like 6-year-old girls who are getting married off. Yeah, I've seen those.
And I'm like,
I will not stand for this. It's down to 3 in some places. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
No, but like, I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. And even people like over like with pink hair on the left are like, that's their culture. You need to respect it. And I'm like,
no,
what?
How about no?
And then they're
How
like,
about we don't?
And then I'm like, well, but what about me? And it's like, well, white people can have culture. And I'm like, well, trailer parks and ketchup sandwiches. How can you say I don't have culture?
Well, the problem, Cody, is public school system failed them. Okay. And they taught them the definition for rhythm was culture, was the definition for culture. And the definition for culture was the definition for rhythm. So they're saying you can't have culture. They're just saying you can't dance.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can twerk though.
Well, that counts as dancing in my book, Cody. So
not in some circles.
It's not dancing.
No.
I've exposed this conspiracy. Black people have this thing where they're supposed to all be able to dance. Like it's a long held tradition that black people can dance, but actually black people are just white people that were overcooked, and they can't dance at the same rate that white people can't dance. So they invented twerking and then called it dancing because they didn't have to actually learn how to dance. That's That's true. That's a
Yes.
fact.
Yes.
Have
That
you-
was pushed by the FBI.
I watched the documentary like a fucking month ago, and it like auto played on like Roku somehow. I don't know what was going on. And I like walked through the like living room and I sat down for a minute and I was on my phone and then I started watching this documentary that was playing, and it was talking about basically the basis for the documentary was like every culture stole everything from black people.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is this on? But anyways, I watched it a little.
Stole slavery from them.
Yeah,
It's
it got
great.
to the twerk portion. And it's like twerking is a dance that, and it said the origins of twerking is in like ancient Africa thousands of years ago, where people would twerk to celebrate life. And I'm like, where'd you pull that out of your ass? Celebrate life? Yeah, I mean, technically, what do you mean by celebrating life? But like, because somebody's about to put some life in that ass cheeks.
Well, that's why all the nurses in the NICU units are twerking on TikTok now. They're just celebrating life.
Oh my god, dude!
Have you seen those? I feel like I'm probably so late to this party, but I've only seen them recently. The videos of it's like I think it's in Africa, somewhere there, where they're twerking, but like the guys are like slamming into and they're like on their hands. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. The girls are like, their heads are like smacking into the ground like this. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's like when a 6-year-old walks in on you, like just doubling over a chick, and you're like, we're just dancing. That's pretty much one step away from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
like,
all.
I've only seen it at I saw it on a concert video where like a chick got up on stage and was twerking like right at the front of it. And the guy comes up and just pelvic thrusts her right into the crowd. It was amazing. Like she just launches off the stage. Like, yes, get it, King.
That makes me irrationally happy.
It was good. Okay, so besides just our bullshitting, I do actually have like I sat around. I went to the lake today with my in-laws. And I was sitting there while they were, doing important stuff. And I was just grabbing a whole bunch of stories and topics of insane stuff to talk about tonight. So we do have some topics to cover. But I do want to make an announcement to the stream that there's a weird thing happening tonight. As people know, my one of my kids is going on a mission trip. So I need to actually jump off the stream at 12:40. My guests will all hold down the fort. And then I will come back it should be within an hour and pick back up on the stream. So, but there is going to be a period of the stream where I'm not present and I'm leaving it in the capable hands, but we'll be on Rumble at that time. So I'm not worried about anything happening. So it's fine. But yeah, so I'll have to step out for a little bit. Just want to let people know that that's going to happen because I'm not going to have my kid leave and me not be there. Like that'd be pretty weird. Also, because of that, I'm not going to drink until I get back to the show at all. So anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. But yeah, so these, I was telling you backstage before the show, since you haven't been on one of these Friday shows, they're really laid back. We kind of talk about whatever. I've grabbed a bunch of topics from like law and culture stuff to politics and weird stuff to just talk about. And we can also follow whatever rabbit holes exist. Whatever you're interested in talking about, we can talk about. Whatever Camelot's interested in talking about, I'll send through the censor screeners first, and then we can talk about that. And then we'll also be joined a little bit later by Dick Masterson and Aussie Overlaw'd. So it should be fun. Should be a fun time. But with that, I posted this on Twitter, but this was since we have an expert on the subject on the stream, I wanted to get to this one right away. Deadspin is mad that NBA 2K, the video game company, has put this chick on the cover of the new. I guess there's a WNBA video game.
Okay,
is that a
who's
thing?
playing that?
I don't know. Do people buy the WNBA video game?
Dude, they're gonna sell exactly 1 or 2 copies.
Yeah, do they know? I always wonder if these people understand their demographic. Like, the people that play sport. There are women and like girls who play video games. I play video games, so I know lots of girls who do. But sports games specifically are probably not much of a female demographic, I would imagine. And nobody even watches the WNBA.
It's money laundering. This is going to be money laundering.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
And did
Okay,
you see where it said an all black? The WNBA
Oh, yeah.
is like an all black league,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's a black league, which is great. I love this article. I want to get back to it, but you reminded me, Xia, as a gamer, you're familiar with like the character creators.
Yeah.
You create your character and customize their like everything.
I'll spend more time on that
Describe-
than playing a game.
Describe to me the WNBA player you would create for your WNBA 2024 experience.
She would look ridiculous. I would download a mod like I did for Skyrim so they could have giant anime titties and she would just have giant tits bouncing as she's dribbling the ball down the court. That's what I would do.
Would she even have arms?
Probably not. Who needs
Just
arms
tits.
when you have giant tits?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they can dribble.
Dribble. Yeah, you dribble with the
Yeah.
boobs. That's what I would do.
Camelot, what would yours look like?
Mine would just be a man.
I was gonna do. Damn it! Mine was Dennis Rodman. That's what I was gonna do.
Same thing.
Yeah, I
Same
put him
thing.
in the wedding dress though.
That's what we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, dude. Have that nice pink, like a rainbow hair. Put him in the dress, showing up. Just be 7'1", just dunking on these bitches. It'd be great.
Okay, well, I will forfeit my Dennis Rodman character, but I will raise you a companion character. I'll be your Scottie Pippen to your Michael Jordan, even though it's Dennis Rodman, and I'll make Kim Jong-un.
God, we're on the same page. I was about to say, and then we could do it in North Korea, and that could be our home freaking court.
You know, homeboy can dunk. You know, Kim Jong-un can dunk, right?
Mhm. He can dunk on some damn donuts for sure. That some bitch is round as hell.
What did
Yeah.
you say?
He's round.
Fuck are you talking?
I'm
Wow,
sorry. I didn't mean to speak disparagingly against the
that's
great.
pretty
league.
racist, Camelot. He's definitely slanty.
Oh, you're talking about his eyes. I meant
What?
his belly.
His eyes. Oh my God. Jesus. I didn't know I was having racist on the show.
Every
Oversoul.
week.
Oversoul on Rumble says, "Is this Twitch?" No, if this is Twitch, I probably would have been banned for at least 4 jokes so far. And that's the weird difference of Twitch and YouTube is YouTube is very harsh on enforcement. Twitch is like, you can't say jokes at all. YouTube will let you get away with a lot of jokes. They'll be offensive. They'll demonetize you for sure, but you can at least say the jokes. But you can't talk about they've changed some of the policy, but for a while you couldn't talk about COVID hardly at all. You couldn't talk about the election hardly at all. But that's a little bit more flexible. But yeah, at least you can tell most jokes on YouTube as long as they're not specifically targeted at one specific person. Like, I can't say that Tess Holiday is in a binary orbit with Lizzo. Like, I can't say that because that's making fun of how fucking fat and disgusting Tess Holiday and Lizzo are. And like, you can't make fun of those immutable characteristics like fatness, where they just can't stop shoving ice cream into their mouth constantly, and they find entire cakes under their what they thought was their left tit, but it was actually just the third roll down. So like, you can't make fun of individual people. That's bullying on YouTube. But you can talk about fat people generally and like how it's hard for them to stand up. Like, that's true.
I fucking hate him.
But yeah, I just want to,
dude. I don't mean to interrupt, but I was talking to
Oh,
him the other day about fucking hate. I just fucking hate fat people.
I don't hate fat people, but I'm definitely, when people are like, you're fat phobic. Yes, I'm absolutely fat phobic. I'm fucking terrified of being fat. It scares I don't want it. I don't want any part of it.
I've gotten to the point, man, where there'd be this freaking fucking butterball. So just come up to me and they're like, bro, I need your help. I need you to give me a diet and a workout plan. And I'm like, all right, cool, I got you. And I'll fucking type up this big ass thing, waste all my time. Okay. And then I like a month later, they're like, yeah, I just started walking on the treadmill. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of us, like, that's all they're doing now and not weight training. And they're doing it for like 10 minutes, then leaving the gym. And they're eating cake like 5 times a day. And I'm like, don't ask for advice if you can't stop putting cake in you.
you wrote him a diet plan. You didn't just hand him an oxygen tank and say, eat this. Like, that's all you get for a month. Like, try it. Oh my God. No, I'm fat phobic too, because if you've ever been between, a large enough person and a buffet, you are in danger. Like, your spidey senses tingle. You do the slow-mo, like the sun rises over your shoulder and you're like, and then all of a sudden you're done. You're done. It's like when I was at the Blink 182 concert at the end of Warped Tour, and all the ugly people were replaced by hot women. Because I don't know if you guys have ever been to Warp Tour.
No.
It's like 100 years ago.
Oh yeah, you guys are young. Shit. Okay, so Warp Tour
Young?
was this. Yeah, you're.
Zia's 42 and I'm 33.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like 45. Shut the fuck up, Cody.
Just keep going up.
Oh wait, now how old
I've
are
never-
you?
I've never said it publicly.
Oh, okay, don't
I've
say it
never
publicly.
been-
How long have you been married?
4.5 years.
Oh, okay, that's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous. I've never been to Warp Tour, but I have been to Ozfest.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So Warp Tour was around the same time as Ozfest.
Yeah. Warp Tour
Yeah.
is Warp. I know what it is. I'm from Hawaii. Warp Tour never went there.
Right. Okay, so one of the Warp Tours I went to was when Blink had released "Take Off Your Pants and Jacket," and they they used to do Warp Tour, and then they did their like sellout phase. I don't actually care about the sellout moniker, but like that's what people called it. They kind of went pop, and then they joined Warp Tour. And if you go to Warp Tour, you notice one thing: everybody there is hideous, almost without exception, because it's punks. It's punk rock people, and they tend to be ugly. But then so I'm there all day, and I'm up front, and Blink comes out. They're the last act, and I turn around, and there's a bunch of preppy high school girls. I was in high school. This is okay for me to say. A bunch of like hot preppy high school girls come rushing the stage. And I mean, I've been in mosh pits for Slipknot and Mudvayne and Static X, and this is the most danger I've ever been in.
You saw Static X.
Yeah, a couple times.
Sorry.
Wait a minute. Oh, we've got someone to add to the stream. Who the fuck who's this?
Who the fuck did you think it was gonna be?
Well, I didn't know.
I was
Hang on.
confused too.
What's up, Aussie? How you
G'day,
doing?
g'day, people.
I was like, oh my god, is this gonna be a troll or something?
Yeah.
No. Just making the joke, okay?
No.
How are we?
Good.
Dennis.
Good. I was
Good.
just talking about Warp Tour and Blink 182 being there, and all of a sudden a bunch of preppy women rushing the stage and clawing my face literally as I tried to get away. It's horrifying.
Well,
Yeah,
Steve,
that'll do it.
it's the last act, man.
Yeah.
I'll go to like a race or something, and I'll have my tank top on. I'm sweating bullets. I have 2 liquid IVs in my ass, and it's like 99 degrees, and we're there like 12 hours. You got practice, you got all this shit. So it's really
You have
hot.
one of those beer hats with liquid IVs, but the thing's going into your asshole. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So we're doing that, and you'll see bigger dudes, and it'll get like 4 to 5 hours in, and they're just gone. You'll never see them again. And I'm like, where the fuck they go? They die or something? They're just gone, and everybody left is like scrawny older men or like
Perfect. I can be
women
there.
at races. That's it. That's all that's left at the end because it's just brutal.
Oh, you're talking about like big fat guys?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they don't
Because
last.
you
very
can't
long.
sit around. Like, it's too hot.
Yeah, they'll die.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay. There are a couple things on YouTube I got to hit, and then we'll get back to this NBA 2K article. Frederick Little gifted 25 memberships to the channel.
Damn.
Thank you so much, Frederick. Awesome. Based and membership pilled. BD Tejas has been a member for 30 months. Thank you so much.
Damn.
And ASE Presents says, oh my God, I love Xia already. I followed your Twitter so fast. What is your favorite movie, Xia?
Oh my
and
goodness.
This is from Mint Salad / Autistic Boobs.
Mint Salad. I love your name so much. And thank you. That's so nice. Oh my God. Favorite movie. That's tough. Maybe The Fellowship. That's probably the one that I've seen the most out of any.
The
movie, I
Fellowship
would
of the
imagine.
Ring?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I didn't know if there
It's a
was a
great movie.
different Fellowship.
Not that I'm aware of.
You don't have to sell it anymore. See, I told you earlier, dude. I'm telling you, I was thinking about turning them on. I had the Act Man on the Camelcast last show, and he was like, "Yeah, I just have the Lord of the Rings just extended, just on my other monitor playing." And I'm like, "Bro, there's something about having like a couple monitors. You got Lord of the Rings on one, you're leveling like a character on WoW, like classic. Then you got like
God.
video playing over here, man, it's just I love it. It's just
I
so
cannot do that. I cannot play video games and talk. Like, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's a dude. It's
Which is why I suck at Twitch.
It's tough. It's tough. It's hard to concentrate on chat and talk and play at the same time. I'm in awe of people who do that. Like, there are a couple of streamers that I watch that sit there and talk like it's a podcast and about interesting conversation. They don't get distracted, all while playing like Doom Eternal. Like, how the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
I'll-
hard.
I'm bad. Like I'm old, so I get bad at video game, or I got bad at video games. So like over a decade ago. It didn't take me long. But then, and so I'll try and play games on Twitch, and when I like focus to get to like not quite as bad to where I can maybe get through something, I'm silent for like 30 minutes straight, and I'm like, sorry guys, hold on. Fucking Doom,
dude. That's me.
No,
I used to speedrun Resident Evil like 3 and Resident Evil 2.
God, you're so gay.
And
sorry, go on.
I would do that. I would get a good run going, and it's just silent. Like I'm at the very end. I'm like 30 seconds up, and I'm like fighting trash nemesis, and I'm just silent. It's so stressful.
Now, who on the panel has actually seen Lord of the G Strings? Like, be honest.
Is that a prawn?
It's one of
It
those.
has to be.
It's one of those.
Right?
It's one of the Cinemax ones.
Oh,
Oh, like
Those are
Nutbusters
so
and that sort of
funny.
thing. So it's a full
Right.
proper parody one.
Like,
Okay,
like The Hills Have Thighs and stuff.
gotcha.
Ooh, my favorite
Oh,
is in Diana Jones.
Yeah. Wait, but is that a full on one though, or is that one of the?
I'm
Is
pretty
that one of the
sure it's a
bootleg
full-
Cinemax?
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that sounds
sure
like a
it's
full on one.
in Diana Jones.
There was like a time in the early 2000s where there was some guy who was like, he's like, yeah, I was a headline writer for a comedy show or whatever. And they're like, we just need you to come up with titles for Cinemax titty movies, like just parodies, like tit antics and stuff like that. Just please do that. And you could just sit and look at the TV guide late night every night and just read through. It's like, God, whoever came up with these is fucking hilarious. I love those. But yeah, they had Lord of the G Strings was the Lord of the Rings parody, and they had the one I always remember is The Hills Have Thighs. It was so fucking funny. But I've never actually seen either of those. I've seen plenty of those, like the late night Cinemax movies, but I never saw those two. So
Those late night Cinemax movies made me laugh because I grew up with actual porn. It was, you
Yeah.
know, you didn't need Cinemax, but it was so funny because I remember watching it and I was like, I don't understand the point of this. It was like a guy with jeans thrusting behind a girl whose
Dude.
boobs were out.
yeah, or he's wrapped up in his bed sheet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I remember one Xia where I was watching it, and I was like busy trying to rub it, and you could see the shadow behind like the actors, and you just saw like he was like on top of her, but you just saw the shadow, and his dick was just flopping.
Oh, God.
I'm like, you guys like obviously fucked up the continuity here. You know what I'm saying? But that
Oh.
reminds me of a Spider Babe. There it is, bro.
There it is, Lord of the
Oh,
G Strings
God.
cover art.
Miss the mundane
Okay.
in it, bro.
Are they supposed to be the Nazgul? I don't understand.
But
Or are
it's
they
just-
supposed to
you
be
know
the
what?
Hobbit?
You're looking way too hard into
We're,
this.
sp- yeah, we're putting way too much thought into this.
Yeah, dude.
It's an
Misty,
uncomfortable
I'm
question.
pretty
That's
sure
true.
Misty Monday was. I was about to say this. It reminded me of Spider Babe, and so it's it's either Spider Babe or it's like Batgirl or Babe or some bullshit.
Yeah.
And she's like flying around in some dumbass helicopter, and she looks like Batman. And it's a softcore porn, and the helicopter is literally like an RC copter. Like they didn't even try. and the Joker, his name is the Jerker.
Of course.
And like he's just
He
his
goes around jerking
yeah.
off on people.
his helicopter
great.
is just like a dildo with like a little helicopter, and he's just like screaming and like jerking off, and he's like, "Oh, the Joker, yes!" man." He's like just jerking
Spraying the
off.
city from above.
I love
Oh.
it, dude.
Still
Oh.
better than every superhero movie we've gotten in the past 5 years.
Man, they're getting bad.
That's a fair
They're getting
call.
really bad.
But no, I love those. I loved those movies growing. So when you say you grew up with porn, what do you mean? Like, because you grew up in the age of the internet.
Yeah, you
Okay,
could
yeah.
just search. I remember I was like 12 or 13 and I got in trouble for just searching free porn. Like I just typed it in the search bar, free porn. And I didn't know anything about private browsers. I didn't know how to delete search history at that point. Like I was an idiot.
Imagine being 13 and knowing that a search bar exists. I mean, Jesus, at 13, AOL was new for me. So, I mean, what's good Lord? Like, okay, anyway. So,
The
yeah.
internet ruined me from a young age. I'm
Well-
so jaded that at this point people are like talk about the craziest shit and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
It's
well,
whatever.
I can tell you why those movies existed is because like internet porn wasn't a thing, and then like someone was talking about this the other day. or maybe it was, I think I was ranting about it in the chat, talked about it. And they're like, we wanted to bring shame back to porn. It was like, well, back when I grew up, I mean, you had to be 18, but you had to go into a store and buy something, and some like fat, smelly nerd would make fun of you. And then you had to like, if you wanted a movie, you had to like go behind the beaded section of wherever you were to like explore their stuff, or you had to go into a full-on sex store. Like that was the only places you could get pornography outside of having. Well, no, that was pretty much it. And oh my goodness, I'm getting choked up. But no,
It's the memories.
Lamenting about the old days.
It's such a different like environment today. So you would have like these softcore, like super hard R movies on Cinemax and HBO and series like Red Shoe Diaries, and now those are all gone.
Right? Why would you need them at this point?
Yeah, I guess it's a logic, but I thought there was something pure about like the R-rated experience, like just breasts, not like full-on pornography. Like I feel less bad about it.
We should have a watch party and watch the Night of the Groping Dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail out of that one.
or the Playmate of the Apes. That's a good one.
Yeah, again, whoever like was coming up with those puns, it's like, we can do this, we can shoot this in a weekend. Here you go. Here's the title. He's drinking on the beach and he just phones into the producers like, I got one. Here you go. Go make it, guys. Send me a check for $12K. It's fine. Click. That's had to be the best job.
I can't believe Misty Mundane, which her name is Erin Brown, who was in the Lord of the G Strings. She's
what, 58?
Yeah, she's older now, but because she was probably like 18 back then. But her newest movie is called Thrust.
Oh.
Dude, they don't even put any effort into it.
Straight to the point.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, dude.
Turns out it's just a Top Gun knockoff. It's just pictures of afterburners. It's a real bait and switch. But yeah, no, it's such a weird facet of it. But my favorite, I actually like, so the Cinemax movies are like, that's a little much for me these days. I like the Andy Sedaris movies. They were done in the 90s. They involved various playmates posing as like some federal agent based out of Hawaii, and it was all just an excuse for like guns, a bunch of breasts, and then washed up actors. Like Mr. Miyagi was a villain in one of the movies and shit. And God, they're so great. The Andy Sedaris movies. They were on Twitch for a while, or on Amazon Prime, and I did watch parties of all of them. They're so fucking fun.
Oh, I want to watch those now.
Yeah, just Google Andy Sedaris. I think they're all on like one of the free ones, like Tubi or something. I think they have all of them for free on Tubi.
And were they filmed in Hawaii? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I'm so curious.
They're probably filmed in like Southern California.
Probably.
But.
I'm like, oh, I'm kind of homesick. Time to put on one of these low-grade porn movies.
Just watch Moana.
Did you like it? I never watched Moana. I can't do fucking musicals, man. Do they sing? They sing a lot, right?
Well, not that often. It's like there's like five songs.
That's a lot of songs.
It's like an hour and 30 minutes long.
Oh, that's too many songs.
No, it's
I was
not.
very confused about that
minutes.
transition.
It's 12 minutes of songs, maybe out of a 90 or 100-minute movie.
One song is too many. Once they start singing, I'm done.
Listen, Xia, it's fantastic.
Oh, is it?
Are you telling me you didn't watch Coco?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Why? Coco?
I don't know.
I think what one was Coco?
It's the one where he's like, "Remember me, even though
that
you
doesn't
say
help."
goodbye,
Oh, I think I saw that
remember
one. See, I've seen Moana about 1,000 times.
Oh,
Same
same
with
kids, right?
Yeah, same with Encanto, Frozen 2. Like they went through those phases. Coco didn't catch them, neither did Rio, or a lot of them. But man, Moana, oh
Love
God,
Gotta love it.
Like I know every song. So
No,
so
thank
wild.
God we skipped Moana. We caught Encanto, Frozen, yes. The other one that the little one he's been picking up on was the Sea Beast, the one that's on Netflix.
Oh, that's a good flick. I like that.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It is an actual good movie.
Sea Beast.
So
Yeah, Sea Beast was good.
Onward. I really enjoyed Onward, and I've watched it a bunch of times too.
Onward was fun. Yeah,
I enjoyed
like that. And they like the Trolls movies and the Sing Off. Sing it. Sing. No, just sing.
Sing.
Just
It's
sing. Yeah.
it's just sing.
Sing
Carl
and sing too.
I did not know Carl Urban is in the Sea Beast.
Yes, he is.
Wait,
He-
what?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main guy. He's actually.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Fucking
Urban
Judge Dredd out here
get it.
judging the sea beast.
Exactly, just stabbing giant sea monsters to death, and oh yes, I must learn how not to kill monsters or any shit like that because it's the monarchy that's treated us with shit and taught us how to kill all these monsters and everything so that they can get rich off of our spoils. And it's just like, dude, just be a fucking pirate.
Well, I mean, so that movie's cool because it's all so first they're Chadley fighting these giant sea creatures on pirate ships, and that guy is manly as fuck, like stabbing them with spears and stuff like that. And then they move on to overthrowing a monarchy. It's like, this is awesome. Like, I love this movie. It was cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but okay, we got to get back to this subject. It's very important to me.
WNBA.
Yeah. Now, Aussie, did you see this? So
I was in and out, but yeah.
So, the WNBA is being criticized for putting this chick on the cover because she's not black. And the WNBA is a black league, but this year's video game cover woman is the All-American white girl who's a reserve in Saturday's All-Star game.
Wait, when did the WNBA become a black league?
How fucking dare you?
Okay.
The person writing this article, they knew what they were doing because everything's outrage clicks now. It's why when you scroll through Facebook like mindlessly, every other sponsored article is like Lizzo is so sexy and attractive, and it's a picture of her in a terrible angle where she has a freeze face and her eyes are cross-eyed and her belly is hanging out of her damn shirt, and they're like, she's so stunning and amazing, just because they know it's going to cause so much engagement to just be a dumbass. Right?
So here, the funny thing is the actual truth of the story as to why, and I think this is the issue that oh shit, I didn't mean to take that down. It's right here. As one of the next generation of WNBA stars, those aren't real, but that's fine. Sabrina has proven to be a major influencer and driver for growing women's basketball in the WNBA. I would wager that this girl's Instagram or Twitter is bigger than the black like superstar players' Instagram and Twitters are. Like, frankly, people are ignoring the marketing aspect of social media. I mean, the whole reason that Vin Diesel played Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy was because he had 10 million followers on some platform. And they're like, that's marketing. He just says, hey, I'm going to be in this movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though all he says is, I'm Groot the entire time. It doesn't even sound like him. It didn't matter because it was free marketing on his social media, which is huge. It gets massive engagement.
I bet she has a more of a following than the actual official WNBA's pages. That's probably what it is, because there is lower leagues in like NASCAR, for example, like the Truck Series or maybe the ARCA Series, and there's a girl that races and is she's pretty much trash, but it's fine. She has a huge following on all social medias. I think what is it? It's not Natalie Decker. It's the other girl that wrecks every other weekend. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah.
So they'd be dumbasses not to use her for the amount of clout that she brings to the. Yeah, it's
Haley Deegan. Yeah, so that's the
she does not have a Twitter page. Sabrina Ionescu. Oh wait, it's Ionescu. I forgot that's a capital I, not a lowercase L. Okay, so she has 740,000 followers on Instagram.
That's actually a lot.
Yeah.
Especially for a WNBA player.
How do you
right? Let's see. Here's her. She's 140,000 followers on Twitter. That's not great, but
not many.
But yeah, I mean, it's shit like that. I don't know what the comparative amount of followers is for WNBA players because I forget the WNBA exists 99% of the time. I can't imagine ever watching a game. I can't. It's the most boring thing I can think of. They track their career dunks.
Wow.
There's like 3, right?
Yeah. Oh, finally, we have an expert on women culture joining the stream as well.
Oh dear God.
Hey, what's up, Dick?
Oh, hi. Is this the right show? There's a beautiful woman here and not just a bunch of fat guys.
What's
Hi.
Hey, What'd you do to your face? Did you like get stuck in a duct tape factory? What the fuck
You
happened?
know what? I
I
wanted
was
to
thinking
look
you
young.
look a little rounder than usual. What the fuck?
Yeah, my face is looking extra small today. It looks horrible. I feel like a child.
I'm assuming you shaved.
Yes, yeah. Usually I look much more swarthy and debonair and like a guy your dad doesn't want you to talk to. But now I just look like a choir boy. What do you think?
You look. Are you trying to be saved by Operation Underground Rescue? I'm not bringing that subject up.
I want to get on. I'm the inside man in the next Tim Ballinger film.
Oh no.
He's gonna set up a fake pedophile sting, and I'm gonna be there going, "Oh no, save me!"
I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna do it. I couldn't help it. You fucking. Why'd you shave your face and make me make that joke?
You did it.
I know it's your fault though.
I made you. I'm so young and sexy looking. I made you joke about it. Doesn't it look? I feel like such a jerk with a saved face. Like I don't know how to hold my face anymore.
Yeah, well, when you joined the stream, Vito texted me and said, "Oh God, who just joined? I'm jacking off."
You know what? So I do that show with Vito, and he's
Yeah.
got a lot of nervous energy. So he bounces his legs. He sits right across from me.
Yeah.
And he bounces his legs, but every time he does, my microphone just starts going and like bumping my face. And I'm like, you're kind of like your body is making this like rub against my lips, and it's gay. It is really annoying me more and more that he does it. I want to get him some, I don't know, Klonopin before the show, so he fucking stops. He also like sits with his feet all the way out, so I can't not touch him when we're doing it. It really derails my arguments.
I think he just wants to touch you.
Yeah, it's very gay.
I want to touch you, Camelot. Look at you.
Good.
Man, that's how I used to look. You, hot girl. That's right there. That's how I used to look before I did this before I butchered myself.
So you had a mustache. I was gonna say to me your face looks normal, but I didn't know what you looked like before.
Yeah, it does look normal. It looked
Don't
hot.
talk dirty
It looked
to him by
smoking
saying
hot.
his face looks normal.
I had 2 mustaches actually. It was amazing.
So one up top.
One for
below.
each of you. That's how I like to say it. No, I did something dumb. I trimmed my. I did the clippers on my face because I was looking so like Jack Murphy-y.
Yeah.
I was getting one of those big. I've been having so many bad takes on Twitter lately that I grew a Jack Murphy cuck skunk stripe down the middle of my face. So I shaved it off. I wanted to look young for this obviously underage girl that you have here instead of a 45-year-old man or whatever I am.
You're my new favorite person. Hello.
He was talking about Camelot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I want to look good
Fuck.
for
Got
my
excited.
favorite panelist, Camelot. And I got, you know how sometimes you shave with the clippers and you have like that one little hair that won't leave your lip alone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Zia, is that your pronoun or your name?
I mean,
How do you say it?
imagine I go by Zia. You got it. That was actually impressive.
I just end up calling all strippers Mia, and they all answer to it. So I might slip into that later. So I got that lip thing. I got that hair on my lip, and I was like, "Fuck this! I got to get rid of this thing." And I couldn't find any scissors, so I just took my Harry's razor, promo code biggest, and I tried to expertly. I was like, "I'm a fucking expert. I could,
Nope.
I could thread a needle. I could do Apollo 13, no problem." And I took it up to just shave that one little hair in half. And I accidentally shaved like a huge chunk out of my face.
Yep.
So I said,
Happens
"Well,
every fucking time.
It does. It's why I
now you're
stopped doing
looking
that
like,
shit.
yeah." I said, "Now you get to go on Nick's show and look like baby Herman in front of everybody and the hot girl. Good job."
That's good.
Oh god damn it, it was gonna annoy me. No, Jim Belushi, that's who you fucking remind me of now.
Oh man, I wish I would die like him today. Thank
The
you.
Rumble
That's such a
chat-
nice thing to say.
The Rumble chat's complimenting you. They say you look like Murphy from RoboCop.
Is he the bad guy? No, he's the. Oh yeah, because of my
Is
fucking
Robocop.
giant
Oh, yeah.
head. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I can actually see that, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get the line. You got to be like, friends call me Murphy.
Friends
You
call me
can call-
Murphy.
Yeah.
What?
Go for
Yeah.
it. God, no.
Waiter.
I hate you. Fucking kill you.
Like that.
Anyway, no. No,
I
it
could
looks,
do Murphy all night. Give me some
Yeah.
aluminum foil. I could do a whole outfit.
it
What
looks
does he
good.
say?
He said, friends call me Murphy. You can
Friends
call me
call me Murphy.
RoboCop.
You
Do
can
not-
call me RoboCop.
You don't know the line from RoboCop?
I don't know he had any catchphrases.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Oh,
It's like one of the most iconic lines of any movie.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Okay, I could do it. Is that hot? Does that turn you on, Mia, Xia?
Immediately.
Should have checked the
creep.
bucket to see if it was full.
I had to see. I had to check the chair. If
Do
there's
you know-
snail trails, you're good. Sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine.
I should have a full body shot like that. I'd look way better. Like, don't you think if I just relaxed more and had like a smoking chair and stuff that I could show my whole self off, I would look like you're home with me.
That's what Barnes does. He has that smoking chair. And he just sits there like this the whole time,
Oh, yeah.
yelling at his microphone with a cigar, like to make his points. That's good. It's good. It's
I
very.
want a cigar to make my points. I'm gonna start doing that.
God damn, I would
cigars?
pay anything to see that. You are so hot. This is unbelievable. Why are you on the Fridays that I'm not on?
This is my first time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dick, if you use chloroform as your booking agent, you can get a lot done.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I just woke up in this chair and then they untied me and made it seem like I wasn't.
Did you get that
Right
nerd
here.
poster like just for tonight to throw
Just,
behind
just
you?
for tonight. Yeah, it was like I want people to like me, so I
Yeah.
decided
It's to up the subscriptions to the only.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
I learned how to book shows from Andrew Tate.
It's working for him.
So
I'm not saying anything crazy tonight, Nick. That's it. So you could say whatever you want about anybody.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're not saying anything crazy?
Andrew
tonight?
Tate's he deserves a fair trial.
Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
deserves a fair trial.
Sure.
I think picking Romania as your place, relying on the corruption, might be a bad move when you want that fair trial. So I'm not gonna I don't know if
think
his
coming
decision
on
is
my
working
show
out.
and bragging about all the trafficking you've done is probably a bad idea too if you want a fair trial. But that's just
Yeah.
me.
I mean, it depends how you split it. But so here's what we're talking about, Dick. The WNBA is a black league. I hope you know that. And they have put Sabrina Ionescu on the cover of the new NBA 2K WNBA game. Have you ever?
Who the fuck is playing that game? WNBA game?
Yeah, there's an actual
Man.
WNBA video game, NBA 2K24 as the W's cover athlete for NBA 2K24. Wait.
So they're pissed that a white woman's on it? They should put you on
What
it,
did you
Xia.
misread?
No, I'm just wondering if they actually have a WNBA game or if they just added the women's league into the NBA 2K game. Does anybody know? Like, did they just add the WNBA as like a?
I think it's literally just an
Like-
NBA 2K cover.
It should just be like
I don't even-
an
I don't think- I don't
unlockable
even-
feature that no.
I bet there's no
No
women
one's
in the game
gonna
actually.
use?
Yeah, it's the only game that no one platinums on the PlayStation Network. They're like, I don't want to unlock this at all.
They're like, I don't even want the option.
They make you play equal time. Like for every game of NBA, you have to play one WNBA game as punishment.
Oh, yeah. If you lose, you just have to play WNBA instead.
And
Shows
you
you
get like
how much
60%
money
of
you
the
lost
profit
on
money.
every game.
So anyway, I just thought this was funny because it's like how dare they put like a white woman with blonde hair on the cover, and it's like, well, I mean, look like the black players, they look like men. They just do. I'm sorry, like they don't ever look good, and this girl doesn't even look great. Like she just looks okay.
She probably cleans up all right. She's probably cute with her hair down.
I've got her
Yeah.
Instagram pulled up. I can
Once
find
once women get over like 6'4", they start looking strange, like body wise. It kind of gets we start getting to that weird linky.
it. I don't know, man. Like
I'm gonna be fair.
that's a-
She's cute.
She
it's a
looks like a
strong
guy.
chin.
I'm about to say,
Fuck, I think I look like that with my face shaved.
yeah,
I'm-
Yeah.
it actually looks like somebody like photoshopped like Legal Mindset's face onto a woman.
How tall is she? Jesus, she's huge.
Well, she's tall for the WNBA, so she's like 5'9".
Okay.
5'10".
That's pretty tall. That's big. That's big.
Shit,
To me,
she's
that's
probably like
giant.
6'7".
I have no idea. Let me see her stats. Sabrina.
It sucks that they're always trying to cram these girls down our throats. Like they're probably nice that they just want to play some basketball, but we all hate them because they're like, "Oh, you don't like the WNBA, huh? Like it nobody else. Well, how do you like that?" Like I'm sure the athletes really appreciate all this shit.
Like,
I
I
know.
was joking, but she's actually 5'11". I thought. God
Wow.
damn it.
Wow, You know,
5'11" is tall for a girl. That's
Yeah.
like towering.
Yeah,
that's-
but like, okay, but like 6'4" is tall for a guy, and you don't even make you're like in the bottom 10% in
there
the
ain't no
NBA.
Muggsy Bogues anymore. So
Yeah, like the average height of of an NBA player, I think, is 6'8" or 6'9" now. They're so
Damn.
fucking big.
Jesus.
And when you see him walk next to a guy like who's 6'2" or 6'3", they look like a child next to them.
yeah, it's funny
Ooh.
because you'll see them walk up, and then you just see like a I don't know, whatever, a ball cleaner or some bullshit, some guy like in the background, and they're literally like a foot and a half shorter. Everybody, all the refs are babies. And it's like Nick says, it's like they're always trying to shove the WNBA down our throats. I shit you not, I was winded and like destroyed after gym one day, and I was sitting in the locker room, and there was a WNBA game on, and I was just kind of like watching it for probably 5 minutes, and no one scored. They just kept shooting it, and it would like airball or bounce off the fucking thing, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, can somebody? It was like 30-40, and it was like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I
They
remember
keep
when they
scoring
used to.
the WNBA like in boxing. Like if it was a good pass, they can count it. Or if someone felt empowered, they count it.
I remember when they used to like talk about it, and they're like, "Well, yeah, women's basketball is a great technical playthrough of the game." It's like, oh, okay, that means not exciting. I got it. Like I know what a great like. Oh, they pass well. They have coordinated, 3-point games. Probably not. They have coordinated 2-point games, and it's just not. It's not. I don't even like basketball. Like watching it on TV. I'll go to a basketball game. They're fun. But watching it on TV, you never catch me doing it. But at least like dunks are exciting. The crazy alley-oops and shit that they do. But no, the technical game is never exciting.
Are you saying you don't like layups?
No.
Trying to explain WNBA as a great technical aspect of the game, as we all know, is exactly the same as someone introducing you to somebody who they're trying to set you up with and say, oh, well, they have a lovely personality.
Yeah.
You know what to expect.
That's what people say about me. What the fuck? That's a bad thing?
No, it's great. Everybody loves you.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's like,
Do you think they should change the rules of the WNBA to like make it fun? Because women's softball is an exciting game because it has no rules in common with baseball, or very
You
few.
just like lesbians is the thing. But no, I think they just need an 8-foot hoop.
Oh, fair cop. I'm a real weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. No, they just need they already have a smaller ball. So that's real. They have a smaller ball than the men do. And so just put it at an 8-foot hoop. Like, who fucking cares? No one needs the purity of a 10-foot hoop in women's basketball.
And put them all in underwear.
That's what I was gonna say, Cody. Because you ever seen the football players that play in lingerie?
Yeah.
Or
Who's not watching
volleyball.
Yeah.
Volleyball.
Tennis,
Motion,
even.
bro. God,
Yeah,
that's
beach
so-
basketball would be great.
Yeah, something like
Do
that.
that. Put it on the beach. Yeah, great. So put it in the sand, and they got underwear on. So then, obviously, everybody gets signed from now on is going to be like a 5'6" white girl, but that's fine. I'm all right with that.
It's better.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Way better. Yeah. No, I think that would get views. That's what they're scared of. It would make money if they did it.
I think
Maybe
only-
Trump should do like an American basketball women's league that's good, right? Like the USFL, but USNBA or USWNBA.
Yeah. And if they miss free throws, they have to take off an article of clothing.
A strip basketball. Yeah.
Strip basketball, that could work.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it. Ice Cube started his own basketball league. Did you guys know this?
Oh, he did?
No.
Yeah. I've been
had-
learning about it because he's dunking on everybody on Twitter, and it's fucking funny. Like he's just because
he
took
had
a
like
picture
Michael
with-
Jordan or something, or somebody in it. Like he had like a bunch of stars, like old stars coming in and playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who was playing. I saw him like just shitting on everybody on Twitter because he took a picture with Trump or something. And so everybody's like, "You're a betrayal to the black race or something." And then he just started.
Oh, for God's sakes.
It's like, yeah, Ice Cube, notorious white supremacist Ice Cube is out here, really shitting on the black community. But so he's been just going crazy on Twitter, and then I learned that he started a rival to the NBA, which is funny. So
Huh.
that's good.
Have you
What
guys
it- what
watched the
could
XFL
steal?
at all? Oh,
Go ahead.
The XFL.
yeah. Has anybody been watching that?
Wait, that's still around?
Yeah, it's still around. Apparently, it's been since like 2020. It's been happening, And I forget what state it's in, but there's one state in particular that the stands are packed. Like people are just so pumped to have something going on in that state that those games are actually legitimately fun to watch.
Was it
People
Idaho
dress
or something?
up.
Was it the Midwest?
Something like it's somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of those states. So bad
Iowa
with my
finally
memory.
gets a team.
Yeah, like they're so excited.
The
But the
Iowa
crowd is so
slobber
excited. It's actually kind of fun to watch.
When the hockey teams went on strike, the NFL fucking what is it?
NHL?
NHL, yes. When they hockey, there you go. The NHL went on strike several years ago. It would have been 2006 or 2007, and they replaced them with lacrosse. They
No
thought it was, and I was like, this is way more fun. Like this is funny because they're just as angry as hockey players, but they don't have to skate, so they just chase each other down and beat the shit out of each other. And the score was like 11-10. It was high energy. The announcers know that this is their only time to do anything ever. So they just made fun of people. They shit on the refs like over the loudspeakers. It was awesome. That was one of the most fun sporting events I've ever been to. Was a
I'm not even
professional
sure.
lacrosse game.
I know what lacrosse is.
It's hockey with shoes, and instead of like a stick that's on the ground and curved, it's a net that they hold and they catch a ball in it, and then they bash everybody with the stick with the net on it.
That sounds fun.
If you ever
And
watch,
they'll like hurl the ball out of the net as well into the net.
yeah. If you
It's,
watch,
it's a nice
late
combination of like
90s
hockey, golf, and a few other things. It can give you,
basically, if you watch any late 90s, early 2000s movie that like is like American Pie-esque, the main character he's on the lacrosse team every time.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris Klein was on the lacrosse team, and so was Stifler in American Pie, both of them.
Mm.
So
It's been a long time. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to go back and watch that so I can learn about lacrosse. Don't know
perfect.
why.
That's the best place to do it. That's where you get all
Yeah.
the rules. Busted Knuckles says, "Hey gang, quick question for the panel. Have any of you read ISOM yet? If so, what's your favorite part?"
That's a good question.
Yep.
No,
I haven't read it.
I'm waiting for Cash Grab to come in so I can read that. That's my first one I'm reading.
There you go.
All I know is I'm excited to see what's next. That was my favorite part.
Oh my God. See, they're trying to bait this conversation. They're trying to do it. Okay, let's talk about this. This killed me. So a cruise line goes into the Faroe Islands, which is like near Scotland, I guess. And they go in right during this festival where they're ruthlessly murdering a bunch of whales right in front of them. And so all these like 1,000 cruise ship passengers are sitting there drinking on the deck, and they look over and it's just like, it's a fucking murder fest of orcas. That made me so happy.
Were they worried that a bunch of fat people on a separate cruise line were being butchered or something? Was that the first thought in their heads?
They're
They
just,
were like, it's
some
first
kind
it's
of-
them, next it's us.
Yeah, like Hostel sequel on the sea, right?
Yeah, it's probably just a bunch of women on a cruise ship that never been out of their rural like America place.
Oh my
So
god!
this-
Look at that.
They would hurt them.
Whoa!
so this wasn't the whale hunt. But this is in the same place. They also do a dolphin hunt. So this is when they're killing a bunch
This was
of
at a Lilith
dolphins.
Fair concert,
Yeah. Got it. Everyone cycles synced up, and
sponsored
it
by
was
Diva
horrifying.
Cup.
Oh my God. But yeah, so it's apparently pretty gruesome and awesome. And they killed 78 whales in front of this cruise ship, and because they didn't pay attention to their route coinciding with this festival where they all go hunt.
I tell you what, no fucking wonder the orcas are coming up and attacking boats now. They've seen this shit going on.
Yeah, they have Twitter, and they've been looking at the photos. They're like, those motherfuckers.
Revenge! Oh,
Do you know what this festival is? Like, what's the point? Or are they just like, fuck dolphins and fuck whales? We don't like them.
They've been hunting whales. I don't know why the dolphins. I assume the dolphins were the same thing, but they've been hunting whales there for 1,000 years.
So it's a tradition.
It's their
Yeah.
culture, Xia.
It's their culture. Yeah, sorry, you're right. I can't attack them.
Yeah,
better
and so
find out.
it's a certain type of whale, and the stat is approximately 100,000 of these whales, pilot whales, approximately 100,000 of them swim close to the Faroe Islands, and they hunt on average 800 whales annually. So it's not like they're actually in danger of destroying this population.
Right. They keep it within certain numbers. Do they eat them? What do they
Yeah.
do with them?
No, it's
Yeah.
for
Oh,
research.
shit.
So everybody who participates in the hunt has to buy a license. And everybody who buys a license gets some of the meat and the fat and stuff like that they can use for oils in the skin. So it all gets distributed out and used. But yeah, it's just this big tradition where they go out and they hunt them. So
It's a
which is
lot of
cool.
whales.
I know.
Whales.
It's great.
They
In
should
one
come to
day?
America. That would really help out the whale population here.
They killed 78 on Sunday when the cruise ship arrived. But they've had 646 killings to date in 2023. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's a pretty good number of whales, I think.
A lot of whales.
Still,
Is that all they eat?
we should send them to the Victoria's Secret pool.
Yeah.
Anyone got Liz's address?
Yeah, it's the state of Connecticut.
Damn
A
you.
little bit of Vermont.
Remember when she was like, "Yeah, I just want to go live on a farm," and I was like, "Why would you do that to yourself? Why?" Come on, man.
Oh God. Yeah. No, I don't know. I just thought it was funny because it's like, oh yeah, we got our little cruise and our like American sensibilities, and then all of a sudden it's like some guy with a giant spear just stabbing a whale to death, blood all in the water. Perfect. Slagla says, "Hey guys, opinion on new Project 2. How it got shut down due to shoddy development, personal info being leaked. I've never actually used it, of course, but I did C++ in high school, so know what I'm talking about." Janet Morgan says, "Hey Dick, how is the Kevin Landau website coming along?"
Oh, motherfucker. Did you hear
I'm so
about
mad.
that?
Yes, it's so stupid.
God damn it.
Okay, so should I brief the audience on what happened? Like how the
It's still
lead
up. I think they're taking it away from me tomorrow. The government of the world internet government is taking this domain name away from me tomorrow.
Yeah, the
because of
Whippo.
this fucking idiot lawyer. Yeah. Brief everybody, and I think you can still see it now.
Okay, so when I started my YouTube channel, Dick was in the process of getting sued by an Armenian weirdo named Maddox. And Maddox hired this guy, Kevin Landau, who appears to be one of the worst lawyers to ever walk the earth. He's a lawyer bad enough to have no possibility of ever receiving a driver's license again in the state of Michigan for too many DUIs.
yeah.
Let me
Wow.
just
Forgot about
remind
that.
people, too many DUIs in the state of Michigan, where they basically hand you liquor while you're driving, outside of Detroit anyway. They hand you malt liquor inside of Detroit, but outside it's hard liquor. And he got too many DUIs, and he couldn't get out of any of them. So he represented Maddox, and what we started noticing, well, I don't know who we all are. I know I noticed it, and I think your lawyers probably noticed it, and some other people, was that he did this thing in several cases where he would represent a person on contingency, which is where you only get paid if you win. And he would represent them for a long time, get them in trouble to the point of sanctionable behavior on the part of his client. And then he would withdraw from representation and then sue his client for the work that he had done up to that point. Because like you represent on contingency.
And the
law-
lawsuits were like preposterous, like
Right.
zero.
Holy
He sued me
crap.
for Maddox and Landau sued me for $500 million, I
Yes.
think, for making fun of him on the internet and for stealing his fans, converting his fans. We had an album called Cuxmas Carols that was like #1 on the Billboard charts. That was in the lawsuit. It was like a list of all my greatest hits of making fun of this shithead was the entire lawsuit. And then when it started to go south and they were in court and Maddox started to get in trouble, Kevin Landau sued Maddox so the judge would let him off the case. I didn't know you have to do that, but I guess
and
you do.
So he sued Maddox, and so what he does is he sues under a theory called of in quantum meruit, which means I've done work and it's an equity theory. So you do work, you should be compensated for it, even though the original agreement was he'd only get paid if he won. Then he'd bill like $60,000 worth of billable hours to someone and sue them for it. And he's done this multiple times. I mean, he did it to the one guy who he was suing, who was supposed to be Curly's grandson or whatever.
Rover Carrington, I think.
Yeah,
or is a different guy, maybe. I don't know.
No, that's it. It was Carrington, and then he did it to this woman named Alma Siga in New York, and he had represented her. Her husband was a cartel hitman, and Univision interviewed her, and she like signed this document that she, a release. And she was interviewed in full lights with her name. And she talks about cartel murders, like on this fucking Univision thing. And then she wanted to sue them for not redacting her name. And they're like, you not only didn't sign an agreement to redact your name, you signed an agreement expressly giving us permission to film you in full light with your name on it. And Landau hires a handwriting expert to say that the signature that they used on her contract was forged. And the first handwriting expert looks at the signature and looks at hers and goes, no, this is the exact same person. So he fires that handwriting expert, hires a new handwriting expert, and has her provide a new sample to the handwriting expert to compare. And of course, it looks like a child drew it, like she probably used her other hand and drew her signature. So then he's like, oh, well, this isn't the same person. And the judge is like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You hired you got a bad result, so you hired a different expert to give you a different opinion to try and make out this forgery. And he sanctioned the woman, and he almost sanctioned Landau, and then Landau withdrew and sued her. I think it was for $60,000 of representation.
Yeah,
it's really fucking bad.
So he got the same. He got laughed out of court in my case. Like the judge was, thank God, the judge was like a normal, smart person who could see that the case was totally retarded. He threatened to put him in cuffs. He threatened Landau to arrest him for contempt that day in court if he kept interrupting.
Yeah.
He threw the case out. It ended up costing me a little bit of money, but it was like a year and a half of nonstop comedy for me, and obviously for Nick, who started all of this shit by just going over the funniest lawsuit ever made. Perhaps, by the way, there might be a new one brewing with Ralph getting sued. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's getting sued for defamation by Vickers, which there's like, whatever you think of Ralph or Vickers, there's a ton of problems with that.
Yeah.
Because Vickers has made himself a public figure, almost guaranteed in this.
Aggressively so.
Yeah.
And they're in California, of all places, which we have this little thing called the entertainment industry that likes to be able to say whatever they want. So all of our laws are built for them to say whatever. Anyway, Maddox's case gets tossed out. Everybody makes fun of him. His life is over. And eventually a website appears called KevinALandau.com, I think.
Just grew organically.
Somebody registered it and made it, and it's a retelling of everything, a technical and accurate, a factual retelling of everything Landau's ever done to fuck people over. It ends up ranking number 1 for Kevin Landau's name on Google as world's worst lawyer.
Oh God!
And then somehow I own the domain. Then, as it turns out, as it ends up. So Landau hooks up with this bitch, Sanyu Lagobo, who figures out that I own it. They file a trademark infringement case with WIPO, the world government for internet domains. And it's like a slam dunk case. It's free speech. It's all factual. It's not defamation. It's not commercial. It just exists on the internet to give people information about this guy. But the fucking moron panelist, Evan Brown, this dumb fuck trademark lawyer, decides to circle the wagons for a brother Seamus, for another lawyer, and decides that I don't get to have the domain anymore because I talked about the dispute on my show. Therefore, the entire website was registered and is being run for commercial purposes, which means it's not fair use anymore.
And they trademarked Kevin Landau. They trademarked his proper name, which I don't think.
No, you can't do that. That's not a valid trademark.
I know, but they recognize it because they registered it, and it's sitting there uncontested, even though it would be probably invalidated if you challenged it, but it's not invalidated yet. So they just presume that it's a valid trademark. It's like, wait, that's not. you can't just I can't go trademark Nick Rekieta. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
You have to like create your own name. It has to be highly specialized to do it.
Caesar Milan, that is a trademark name. Chef Boyardee, it's a fucking trade. Dr. Phil, that's a trademark.
Or like Shane Diesel, he's a mechanic. Yeah, he's a mechanic.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, okay. So speaking of true things, we need to get over.
Oh wait! I've heard that there's a new site, KevinLandauLawyer.com, that I did not register. That somebody did because they want to get the word out there for any other potential victims of Kevin Landau.
Oh yeah.
How is this guy still getting clients? Nobody's looked into him. They don't look into the lawyers they hire. He just lies, and they're like, okay, cool. I'm not going to do any research. I'm not looking up your reviews. Nothing.
Yeah, most people don't like research deep in. It's hard to research a lawyer like on their cases without having really good idea of how to look at cases and stuff like that. So unless there is something out there, and there are websites like Avo where they try to catalog, lawyer reviews and stuff like that. But unless there's something out there that, they don't know. And so he goes to people and it looks predatory to me. Like one of the guys he sued, it was this financial guy in New York's estate. He died, I think, jumping out a window or something. And a bunch of women sued him for like violently molesting them, like BDSM style, but non-consensual. And then Landau gets like these two women to say that like they were also involved in this. And it kind of looks like he met them at a clothing store in California and then decided to bring this case in New York. And there's no actual nexus to them being anywhere near this guy. Like, and his estate is dealing with actual lawsuits from actual victims. And he just kind of like piles on these two random people. And this is the kind of shit that he does. It's like, oh, we could probably get a settlement.
Now his bitch girlfriend is threatening to call animal services to get my dog taken away from me.
Yeah.
How about that?
I saw that. Don't call animal services to get Kevin Landau's dog taken away from him.
Yeah.
That's what these people do, man. You'll notice that people like this, they'll call child protective services from like against their opponents or people they don't like if they know they're children, just for anything. It's fucking crazy.
Okay, so I need to read the super chats real quick, get off of YouTube because I need to pop out of the stream in 15 minutes and then I'll be back. Slagless says, here's 5 for the Goomba. Show Xia. Thank you. The Arthur Nick says, just checking to see if you saw my Discord DM today. Yes, Arthur, I don't know yet. I'll check it out. Not So sent a sticker that says, thank you. Jim Satala says, oh, it's going to be a bad time, Xia. Imagine Jimmy doing Chip but drunk. That's racket, but we love him all the same. What is Jimmy doing Chip? I don't know.
It's a Chip fan. That makes me so freaking happy. So I did. Do you know who Jim Norton is?
I think I've heard the name, but no.
He's a comedian. Anyway, he has this character.
Comedians aren't people, but okay, go ahead.
Right. Well, and Chip is also not real, as according to some of my friends. I can't convince them that he's a real person. But Chip Chipperson is this character that he does, or maybe Jim is a character of Chip at this point. I don't even know. But anyway, I did the podcast for like 2.5 years, and it's like my favorite thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So
okay, Kyan Rennell says, I love the fake tatas, Camelot.
Look at those things. Look at them dance.
Yeah, you can tell they're not synthol because they actually bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Pony Up says, you have to be autistic like XQC to conversate while playing Fork Knife. Unfortunately, that level of autismo also correlates with consumption of soy. Fire PA 498 says, you guys see Adam 22 get destroyed by Dom Lucre today. That family is messed up as hell. Yeah, the allegations of him posting pictures of a minor who he was allegedly seeing when she was 16. I don't know. I saw a tweet about it, but I don't know, the veracity of it. 100K Hitman says, where's the money front? Where's the money fruit? I don't know. T-Rex Trucking and More says, what does Xia think of the term bonus hole?
We talked about that on Simcast. I just thought your bonus hole was your butthole. But apparently that's what they want. Or there's some like petition or doctors that want to call the cervix the bonus hole because not every person that has a cervix is a woman. Some men have what's the
I thought the bonus
cervix?
hole was you had to be long enough to get to the cervix. Like that's the bonus.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I always
I'm
assumed the bonus
making
hole
that
was like
up.
the butthole. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm so confused. Every time I go on the internet, there's a new thing for me to be confused about. I just thought the bonus hole's the butthole. It's like, oh yay, if you get into the
I thought it
butthole.
was just they were calling vaginas that now because
there's a women's cancer charity over in the UK that was proposing that
Thank you.
for trans men, so that is women that are transitioning to men, if they don't have obviously if they don't have the surgery to create the fake penis, the vagina will just be a bonus hole for that individual.
Oh, there.
I-
Yeah, that sounds like something when women would make up.
Yep.
It also sounds like something they're really going to accept as well, you know?
They'll accept anything. That's the secret, Captain.
So Bearded Mountain says it's not a game, it's a mode in the game, talking about the WNBA. That's even funnier. If it's just a mode in the NBA game, that's fucking hilarious.
It's a mode that
I'm
no
getting
one's
my
going to work to
nephew.
unlock.
Jesus Davila, welcome to Lawyer Status. He also gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you so much. And then Magnum North says, Ricada, I love what you do. I was in Kenosha during that fun time. I also would like to give a shout out to Eric July and the Rippaverse, beating down the comic industry. Pure excellence. So there you go. Thank you, Magnum North. With that, I'm going to play a 20-second stinger. We're going to pop over to Rumble. And then again, in 10 minutes, I have to hop off the stream for a little bit to take my kid to his mission trip thing. And then I'll be back. It should be less than an hour. Hoping it's
In that
like
case,
30
I'm going to go
minutes,
change
but-
my pants. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
I'm gonna pee.
Okay. Wow.
I don't think you needed to give us the reason, Aussie. After that, you could have just said, I need to go for a minute.
Oh, please. People always love it when I take my pants off.
Well, perfect. All right, guys. So the link to the Rumble show is in the pin chat. It's also in the description on YouTube. Come and join the 7,300 people we have watching live on Rumble. Or if not, I guess I'll see you guys on Monday or whatever. Have a good night. Peace.
Peace.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,